According to the documents, the two also engaged in sex acts in his classroom during his off period.
A Florida teacher stands accused of having sex with an 8th grade student. He was just 14 years old.
Sometimes students just cross lines to get some better grades. So, from secret hotel meetups to classroom affairs, here are times when students got involved in situations that went way beyond school rules. Let's look at a few disturbing cases where good grades came at a very wrong price. Stephen Dale Griffin.
Court documents say the then 18-year-old student and her mother complained to the district last month about the sexual relationship that allegedly lasted the last school year and beyond. The teen says the alleged relationship began when she asked to have lunch in his room. They started talking.
Stephen Dale Griffin started teaching science at Memorial High School in Spring Branch Independent School District in 2019. He was known for being likable and charismatic in class, but in reality, Griffin was hiding a dark secret. During the 2022 to 2023 school year, while he was going through a divorce, he began a sexual relationship with an 18-year-old student. Their relationship started during Thanksgiving break in 2022, when they met secretly in a hotel. Soon after, these meetings became frequent and even happened in his classroom during his off period.
She adds, according to the documents, the two also engaged in sex acts in his classroom during his off period, and that Griffin allegedly started giving her test answers, then just gave her 100 grades on work in his class, along with his staff fleece jacket and a candle that smelled like his cologne. The relationship ended, according to the documents, on October 4th, when Griffin texted her not to contact him anymore because he and his wife were trying to reconcile.
One of the most shocking incidents occurred when they had sex in the back of her car in a restaurant parking lot. Griffin not only crossed serious ethical lines, but also used his position of authority to control and manipulate the student. He gave her perfect grades, always 100, regardless of her actual work. He also provided her with test answers and gifts, including his staff fleece jacket and a scented candle. These gifts blurred the line between teacher and student, creating a dangerous power imbalance.
3 weeks later, the teen spoke to SBISD. After the district's investigation began, court documents say that district officers took screenshots of messages from Griffin's phone to the teen, asking her to stop, saying, quote, "Want money? I'm about to kill myself."
The relationship came to light in October 2023, when Griffin texted the student, telling her to stop contacting him because he wanted to fix things with his wife. This sudden change led the student to open up to her mother. On November 30th, 2023, her mother reported the situation to school principal Lisa Weir. The school acted quickly, involving a district officer and starting an investigation. The investigation revealed hundreds of messages between Griffin and the student, found on her phone through platforms like Signal, Snapchat, and text messages. As the case progressed, the district attorney decided to file charges based on the strong evidence. Griffin was arrested and later released on a $5,000 bond. Stephanie Peterson. This 26-year-old middle school teacher in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, was arrested for having a sexual relationship with her former 8th grade student, who was only 14 years old.
A Florida teacher stands accused of having sex with an 8th grade student. He was just 14 years old.
Raise your right hand.
Stephanie Peterson's arrest has left parents and students at New Smyrna Beach Middle School near Cape Canaveral, Florida, stunned. The pretty young science teacher who posted these pictures on social media was a student favorite. The shocking story is the talk of the nation.
When the boy told his parents about it anyway, they confronted Peterson and demanded she break it off. She allegedly refused, so his parents reported her to police.
The inappropriate relationship began in 2017 and continued for several months.
It seems also before it even got to this point, though, that there was a little bit of grooming that went on here.
He would leave his house at 1 o'clock in the morning after everybody went to bed and meet the teacher in his driveway, and then they would hang out till the wee small hours in the morning when he would sneak back in his house again.
It was revealed that she used to pick the boy up from his home late at night, sometimes as late as 11 p.m., and bring him back 2 to 3 hours later. These meetings were secret and frequent. The The student had once been in her class and was later assigned to be her teacher's assistant. Peterson slowly began grooming him, and the boy believed that their relationship was something special. But the situation took a darker turn when she began giving him marijuana. This added another level of manipulation and made the boy more vulnerable. As their relationship continued, the student's academic performance dropped noticeably. Peterson warned him repeatedly to keep everything secret, telling him they would both get into serious trouble if anyone found out. She used fear and her authority as a teacher to keep the relationship hidden. Eventually, the student had the courage to tell his parents, who immediately reported it to the police.
Bachelor's degree. All right, to count one, which is lewd, lascivious battery with a sexual act where the victim is she's pleading as charged, correct? As we count one. Yeah, with a victim 12 years of age or older but less than 16 years of age. Count one is a second-degree felony with a maximum penalty of 15 years in state prison and or a $10,000 fine. To that charge, how would you like to plead? I'm sorry, I only accept guilty pleas on sex cases. I apologize. I should have told you that up front.
The police moved quickly. Peterson was arrested and charged with 2 counts of lewd or lascivious battery and 1 count of transmitting harmful material to a minor. She was held on a $25,000 bond. Just before her arrest, she had resigned from her teaching job, which raised even more suspicion about her actions. The judge sentenced Stephanie Peterson to 36 months in prison, followed by 2 years of house arrest and 5 years of probation. She was also ordered to register as a sex offender. While the recommended sentence was between 6 to 10 years, the judge gave a shorter term. Caitlin Glover.
A teacher is accused of having a sexual relationship with a student. 34-year-old Caitlin Glover was arrested on a warrant and charged Wednesday after a former student reported to Metro last summer that she was in a 4-year relationship with Glover. An attorney wrote in a statement that Glover was working at Mountain View Christian Schools while the victim was a student. She is scheduled to appear in court for a preliminary hearing September 14th.
Caitlin Glover, a teacher from Las Vegas, faces serious felony charges for inappropriate conduct with a student. The allegations state that Glover, aged 33 at the time of her arrest, engaged in a 4-year sexual relationship with a female student, starting in December 2017, when the student was under 16. This relationship, which has shocked the local community, came to light on June 6, 2022, when the victim reported the abuse to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. The victim, now an adult, claimed that Glover began by offering advice, which soon escalated into daily communication through Snapchat and phone calls. Over 4 years, they spoke daily, with phone records showing 430 contacts from Glover's phone to the victims between August 2020 and January 2022, including several long calls from November 2018 to July 2020.
She would pick the student up from school in her van and she would perform acts on this girl, said that she would teach her certain things, if you know what I mean. Pictures were exchanged on Snapchat. It's just absolutely appalling that this would occur for as long as it did. But she's not the only one. Apparently there was another student that was involved as well. And upon the first victim here, the one that had this relationship going on for 4 years, she found out that the teacher then started getting involved with another student. And I guess that was the straw that broke the camel's back in getting her to report this. The two would frequently tell each other that they loved each other. And on all this, the school released a statement saying that they're here to cooperate in any way. They did not know this was going on at the time.
The victim alleged that by May 2018, Glover started sending explicit photos via Snapchat and engaging in sexual conversations over the phone. The relationship became physical when Glover allegedly picked up the student every 2 weeks, driving her to a secluded area near the victim's former home for sexual encounters. The victim kept silent for years, fearing Glover's threats of self-harm if she told anyone. The case broke open when the victim heard rumors of Glover being involved with another student, prompting her to come forward. Police investigated and found evidence supporting the victim's claims, including phone records and explicit messages. On July 6, 2022, Glover denied the allegations, claiming she saw herself as a mentor and mother figure to the student. She admitted to frequent Snapchat communication and driving the student home, but insisted their relationship was not sexual. Glover's attorney provided 2 letters, allegedly from the victim, praising Glover as a mother figure and hero, though the victim's motives for writing them remain unclear. The school immediately launched an investigation, prioritizing student safety, and authorities arrested Glover on August 3, 2023. She faces 1 charge of lewdness with a child aged 14 or 15, and 2 counts of a school employee engaging in sexual conduct with a pupil aged 16 or older. Brianne Altice.
Thanks for joining us for 2 News at 6. First tonight, a former Davis High School teacher accused of having sex with 3 different teenage boys is going back to jail now. 35-year-old Brianne Altice was out on bail. Now prosecutors are accusing her of continuing a sexual relationship with a teenager.
Brianne Altice was sentenced in 2015 for engaging in sexual relationships with 3 teenage boys, aged 16 and 17, who were her students. Altice, 35 at the time of her arrest in October 2013, was a respected educator known for her passion and approachable demeanor. However, her actions shattered this image, revealing a pattern of predatory behavior. The scandal began when one student reported his relationship with Altice, leading to 2 more victims coming forward. The community was stunned, as Altice had cultivated a classroom environment where students felt comfortable, often allowing them to linger after class. This blurred the lines between teacher and friend, creating opportunities for inappropriate interactions. Altice exploited the boys' vulnerability, engaging in daily flirtations that escalated into sexual relationships. These acts occurred between 2012 and 2013, with Altice taking advantage of her authority to manipulate the teens. The victims, seeking guidance during a formative time, were deeply affected, with their families left devastated by the betrayal. Lawsuits were filed against the school district, alleging negligence for failing to protect students.
Brian, this time it could be a long stay in jail for the ex-teacher.
Well, the judge did not raise her bail. He revoked it. If there's an appeal, it's unknown to us how long that might take, so Altice may be in the Davis County Jail for some time. A dramatic finish to a preliminary hearing for former Davis High teacher Brianne Altice. Thursday, a now 18-year-old testified he and she had sexual contact several times, some, if not most of it, before his 18th birthday and after Altice had been arrested once before for alleged sex with underage boys. A prosecutor called Altice a danger to the community. Why is she not a danger?
Why is she not a danger? She's harmless.
One lawsuit was withdrawn after state attorneys argued schools weren't liable for such assaults, but another remained active, seeking accountability. During her trial, Altice's defense claimed she was emotionally damaged and succumbed to the boys' flirtations due to personal struggles. Altice tearfully apologized, admitting her wrongs, but the judge emphasized her responsibility as an adult in power. She was sentenced to 2 to 30 years in prison, reflecting the severity of her crimes.
The state's memorandum in opposition to defendant's motion to dismiss, and after the hearing of the arguments counsel, I'm prepared to rule, as has been stated at this hearing, you had to have a position of authority and you had to have the ability to exercise undue influence over the victim. So that wasn't the same case as we have here, but that does set out what the law is. I'm going to deny the motion to dismiss. I believe it's proper to deny it. And days was the trial going to take?
I think we have it set for 2.
In 2019, Altice was granted parole after completing a sex offender treatment program and a business tech course in prison. At her parole hearing, she spoke confidently about her progress, stating she had regained self-love and learned to seek help. Now don't hesitate to comment down your thoughts on this situation, and while you're down there, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well.